Catherine asked, who was the person who got you hooked on blogging? You know, nobody particularly got me hooked on blogging. I started blogging after my first NaNoWriMo in 2010. Well, I started blogging in 2011. But I think I just started blogging because that's when I really got serious about writing. And I was learning about making platforms and all that stuff. And I think some of the other NaNoWriMo people I knew had blogs, and it just inspired me to make a blog, and best decision I've ever made because it's been such a joy. The other question was, who got you hooked on NaNoWriMo? Speaking of Nano, again, nobody actually, because I saw it around the internet. I saw some people talking about it. I thought it looked really cool. So I decided to do it and joined, and the rest is history. Okay, Sarah. I have two Sarahs here. Sarah Rodecker. I'm sorry, I'm probably ruining everybody's names. So if I mispronounce y'all's names, just tell me in the comments. So Sarah, GJE, and Tori all actually asked me this question. What's your favorite season and why? Everybody wants to know what's favorite season. So winter, absolutely. The colder it is, the happier I am. The warmer it is, the more grumpy I am. I love cold weather. So I'm not a huge fan of summer. Sarah asked, do you prefer rainy weather or sunny? Both. Because, yeah, both. If it's sunny, I'm happy, beautiful sunny day, or rain is cozy and great, and I don't have a preference. I love them both. Sarah and GJE asked me tea or coffee. I'm a coffee addict. Totally love coffee. I've actually just started drinking a hot tea and like being addicted to it. Been trying some flavors. Chamomile is really good and it's good for you, so I've been trying to drink that, and it's really good. But I am a new tea drinker, so if anybody has any great tea flavors, tell me, because I need to know, because this is kind of a new thing for me. So if you have any tea suggestions, I would love to hear them. Okay, the other Sarah Elizabeth asked, how did you come up with your blogger/social media nickname, Lauraloth? That was a very good question, Sarah. So I used to go by the name Lauraloth, and y'all probably still see that around. A lot of people call me Laurie still, for short. It started years ago. I had a friend who was Tolkien obsessed, and she was giving a bunch of me and my friends Tolkien's elven names from Tolkien's Elvish language, and she gave me the name Lauraloth, which means shining golden flower in the elven language. And I just, me being the Tolkien/elf obsessed person I am, just took that on as my name around the internet. So that's how I became Lauraloth, and I used that name for years until I started using my real name. But yeah, if any of you wondering why I'm called Laurie or Lauraloth, that is why. Sarah's second question, besides writing and devouring books, do you have any other hobbies you enjoy? There's other hobbies? I play the piano. I've done that since I was very small. I sort of stopped playing the piano since I got super addicted to writing. I still love the piano. I just never really play it anymore. I love story. Everything I do. I work at a bookshop. I write. I'm kind of into psychology. I really love studying people. But again, that leads to story because I use it for my characters. I just love story, guys. I'm obsessed with story and novel making, and really pretty much everything I do goes back to story. All of my interests ended up going back to writing in some form or fashion, but I'm okay with that. I love it. I love that I found what I love and get to do it. So yeah, I'm a writer through and through. Can't get rid of it. All right, GJE asked, what is your favorite color? Pink. Pink is my favorite color. I love soft pinks, pastel pinks, like, yeah, just dusty pinks. I love the softer colors. And to go with that, Kendra had asked, what's my least favorite shade of pink? And that would be hot pink. I'm not into the hot, deep pink very much. I like softer, more pastel shades. I love pink. Like my Alice in Wonderland book. It's beautiful, guys. It's so beautiful. The other question was, favorite mythical creature? This is gonna be a surprise, but dragons. I love dragons so much. I need a pink dragon. That's my goal. Pink dragon. Alright, Madeline, or is it Madeline? Again, probably messing up your names. She asked, which are better, standalones or series/trilogies? I love trilogies the best. I've never actually been a huge standalone fan, because I want, if I find a book I love, characters I love, I want to be with them forever. And I love deeper, epic plots that just make me feel like I've really experienced it. And with series, you could do that, but sometimes series can get overwhelming and cost a lot of money when you have to get each book. So I feel like trilogies is a perfect balance. You get a long, deep story without, you know, a 10-book giant series. So yeah, probably trilogies, but I love series. And standalones can be great, but I tend to want the stories to go on for a while if I love it. Her other question was, would you rather be a wizard with magical powers or have a miniature pet dragon? Hard choice. Probably dragon, because dragons and a little baby miniature dragon would be adorable. I feel like if I had magical powers, I'd probably accidentally destroy everything and it would just be a disaster. So I feel like having a dragon might be slightly safer. Except, you know, if fire breathes, that might be a problem, but who cares because it's a dragon. So Victoria asked, how many places have you lived in your life? I've always lived in the same area my entire life, but I have moved to 6 different houses. This is house number 6, so moved a lot, but always lived in the same area. Chelsea asked, if you could save 5 of the books you own from a fire/flood/dragon invasion, which 5 would it be? Okay, first of all, a fire, flood, dragon invasion. This is a pretty big deal. Sounds like the apocalypse, but a cool one. So this is hard, because I don't want to lose any of my precious babies. I guess a lot of them, most of them, I could just rebuy, even though that would take ages and way more money than I ever have. But some of them have special meaning to me, even though I could rebuy that edition, but it's just the edition I love. So I tried to find the ones I love. So first of all, probably my favorite, most special book I own at all would be this copy of The Hobbit, because this is the one I read and reread. I've read this thing over a dozen times, honest to goodness, since I was 10, been reading this, and it's really what shaped the Christine you guys know today. It's kind of why I love to write fantasy, and just this book, it means everything to me. And this is the copy that I've always read. So I would be devastated if I lost this book. Same with our copy of Lord of the Rings. The thing is falling apart. It went through my dad, my brother, and me for years. And it's like, it's really beat up. But it's the first copy of Lord of the Rings I ever read. So it's really special, and that went through all of us. So yeah, I do have another copy. I have multiple copies of like all the Tolkien stuff because I'm obsessed. But this copy's still special, even though it's falling apart. Same with Narnia. I have all 7 books in this one edition, and it's beat up too because it's gone through the family. But this one's so special to me, and I've reread all of these so many times, and it just means a lot. My other ones would be my Betsy and Tasty series. This is just the first 3. I have all of them, but these books just mean the world to me. Also, I read them when I was really small, and they carried me through childhood and preteens and some teen years, and I I love these books. I'm not even a historical fiction person very much, but these mean a lot, and I would be so sad if all of my copies were lost. So really just the ones I would want to save are the ones that, you know, carried me through my life, and they were the editions I read and fell in love with. So yeah, I think that's what I would want to save. Of course, you said one. I'm counting this as like a whole series. Can I just grab the whole series? I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, I think that was... So, that. Oh, and that was only 4. Probably my other one would be my other copy of The Hobbit, which I adore. I have a bunch of Hobbits. I collect Hobbit books and Alice in Wonderland books, so I have a bunch. But this is my favorite Hobbit book, even though the other one means more to me because it's our first one and the one I read. But this book is so beautiful, guys. I'm obsessed. So yeah, those will be the ones I would have to save from the Fire Flood Dragon Invasion. Alright, Chelsea's other question. What was the longest story you've ever written? How long was it? So, if any of you know me, you know I write notoriously long books. The longest one would be More Blue Than Sky, the first book of my Colors of the Dragon Scale series, at 215,000 words. Why? I don't know. I've gotten a lot better. I read that 8 years ago. So I have gotten better at writing slightly shorter books, but I'm still working on that because they're pretty long. Sky asked me, favorite Zelda game? I love this question, Sky. Legend of Zelda games are some of my favorite video games to ever exist. This is a hard question though, because my favorites are Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and Ocarina of Time. I love all 4 of those so much, I don't know if I could choose between them. Breath of the Wild is so epic, and I love the exploration of it, but it's so different from a Zelda game. So if I'm feeling more traditional Zelda, it would be Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, or Wind Waker. I don't know. I love Twilight Princess. That's my favorite version of Link, and just the story is really cool. Midna, you cannot go wrong with Midna. Twilight Princess is just really cool feel to it. Wind Waker, I've beaten that one most because I feel like it's the easiest and I could get through that one pretty quickly. I never get tired of the Wind Waker. Ocarina of Time, I love it because it's what introduced me really to the Zelda games. It's kind of the first one I ever really knew and played, so the nostalgia of it makes it special, but also it's just a really good game. So yeah, those 4. I cannot decide between them. It just depends on the day and what mood I am as which one's my favorite at the time. Love them, love them. All right, Varver, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm so sorry. Asked, what book character are you most like? Actually, I am most like Betsy from the Betsy and Tacy series. Like, I think that might have been why I connected these books so much, because Betsy was me. Like, it's uncanny how much, she's the dark-haired one, how much Betsy and I are alike. We're so alike. I don't think I've ever met another character that I relate to as much as Betsy. She's a writer, and we think a lot alike, and yeah, I think that's probably why I love those books so much. If you could breed 2 animals together and make a cool hybrid thingy, which 2? That's a good question. I think I would want to breed a dragon and a poodle together. Yeah, it would be like fluffy and cute, but have wings and breathe fire. I don't see how this could go wrong. The dragon poodle needs to happen. Okay, JL asked, why, if you've been blogging for 7 years and written so many books, are you not published yet? That is a good question. Well, a big one is because I want to be traditionally published, and that is a long road, a long one, so it takes a while to get that way. I also have always been bad about writing a bunch of first drafts and never editing or querying or doing all that important stuff that you have to do in order to get traditionally published. But I am working on that. I'm editing Burning Thorns and getting it ready for all that stuff, and yeah, it's been a long road. I've also just been basically schooling myself on writing and building my platform and just getting ready, learning the craft and all that stuff. But I've gotten way more serious now and really buckling down this year. And so it'll still probably be a long road since I really hope to get traditionally published, but working on it. Working on it, guys. I am, I promise. That is all the questions. You all asked amazing questions. I was so looking forward to doing this and answering all your questions. It was a lot of fun. And I just want to say thank you for following my blog and encouraging me all the time. It just blesses me every day, every single one of you. Blogging has just been one of the biggest blessings in my life, and it's because of you guys. So I just want to thank you for following Musings of an Elf, and there will be many more years of vlogging to come. I can't ever see myself stopping. I love it. So here is to 7 years of Musings of the Elf, and many more years to come. Yay!